What is up, YouTube? Back with another video, and it's finally beautiful outside. Let's go take it in. You know, I enjoy these views. Look at that beautiful sky. So let's dive right in this video. You ever feel like you lack direction, that you don't fit in, you don't see eye to eye with your friend group anymore? When's the last time you isolated yourself? I still do it now, definitely not as much. I definitely go out there, spend time with friends, and when I do see family, spend time with them, and just get out there and experience stuff more. Going back to me a year ago, almost a year and a half ago now, the individual that you see on the camera is not the same individual per se that you would have seen a year ago. Definitely a little more shy, definitely didn't trust himself, and definitely didn't realize certain things till now. And in this video, I'm gonna talk to you about 5 things that I learned going through isolation and what I feel that we all need to just go through for a while. Now, going back, we're gonna do a little story. I joined the military in August of 2021. And about a year after that, pretty much, they sent me to Korea. And oh boy, I definitely handled things in a very childish manner. In that, I had a lot of time by myself. Went and did my job, and then I came back, and then I started working out, getting in the gym, crazy. I fell in love with it. I realized I started to fall in love with being in there and the discomfort. And I've never really truly been by myself up until that point. And being put in that position allowed me to learn and appreciate being by myself, allowing myself to love myself. And it was really cool to just, be kind of by myself, doing my own thing. Like, I was on my own. The first one is you need to leave your friend group. The easiest thing I can say is saying no is saying yes. Like, okay, well, what the heck? What does that even look like? Oh my gosh. So for example, you choose to say yes to going out, and now you're saying no to your goals. For me, if it was working out, right? Oh no, come on out Friday, bro, we're gonna have a good time. But I need to get my workout in. When you prioritize going out to one thing, saying yes to one thing, you're saying no to another thing. And I actually saw this in a video from How to Beast, and it was like the 14th or 13th rule, whatever it may be. And it was just like, oh man, like that's a good way to look at it. So I thought that also entails with your friend group, because when you surround yourself with the people, you start to become just like those people. And are these people pushing you away from your full potential? Why do you hang out with them? Is it to fill a void, this feeling that you can't love yourself, so you go to others to fulfill that? And you need to be comfortable with being alone. So you might have to make the hard decision of cutting some people off. That's just the first step of isolation, honestly. Isolation is separating you from what is hindering your growth. Which leads me into number 2. Having a clear vision. Once I isolated myself, I started to not have this jumbled brain of my friends want to do this, oh I shouldn't do this, my parents say this, or I gotta do this. My mind was just all over the place. And once I kind of shut that out and was like, all right, what does Colt want? What does his future look like? Who does he want to become? Not what everyone else is. You start to realize how more in tune you are. And the next thing I learned, and number 3, which I'll get into, but I realized like perfectionism isn't the key to success. I myself would consider myself a perfectionist. You try to be very meticulous and be like, I want to do this, and this way. When it doesn't work out, you're like, but I did everything to the T's and dotted my I's, and it's not supposed to go this way. And you start to point the blame instead of at yourself and realize, this world is imperfect. I'm imperfect. Why do I expect perfection out of myself? Letting that go and focusing on, all right, cool, it didn't work out, let's keep moving. Keep that forward momentum. That is also something when I was isolating myself that I had to realize is it's okay to make mistakes. And this leads me into number 3, the inner child. So we all have growing up, our childhood, whatever that looks like. In that, maybe you learned how to ride a bike and you probably fell. You failed on how to ride a bike. And that's the same thing with life. You're gonna be riding your bike through life and you're gonna fall and fail. And you can either choose to sit there and cry, complain, point the finger at whoever, your parents pushing you, or whatever, your job, your boss, instead of at yourself. You're like, you know what? I did fail. Cool. I learned from it. Get back on the bike and keep rolling. You got to overcome your self-doubt that you can't do it, and just do it. Perfect example is YouTube. I was like, man, I couldn't do YouTube. How can I compete? And it's not even about that. It's just about doing you. Life's about this journey. Life's a video game. And you gotta have fun with it. You gotta trust God. Get after it. You gotta try and improve your life. You need to keep that child mindset of doing a hobby that you've been putting aside. Just do you. Unapologetically be yourself. I think that's been something that I've been telling myself to. Just be yourself. If people want to be in your life, they'll be in your life. If people love you, they'll love all aspects. You need to keep that child inside of you alive. That's what makes you you. All right, number 4, the path of uncertainty. Path of uncertainty. This goes back to before I joined. So when I was signing up, I remember I was going to DEP and all of this like that, and I'm just like, oh man, what job do I want to do? Do I really want to join? But this life I live is like so great, I don't know. And you live in this limbo state where you need to make a decision. I would have either joined or not joined, and obviously I joined. Here I am. When you delay the inevitable, you're gonna miss out on certain things. I'm glad I made a choice. Here I am. I'm gonna roll into 3 years now, which blows my mind. Time just flies by. Let God cook, is my saying. If I didn't make a decision, I probably would have never found self-improvement. I would have never seen the growth at this rate, I believe, if I didn't join. And I just took a leap of faith. And I think more people need to do that. They're so scared. They're comfortable in their bubble. They're content with just staying in their state and not traveling out, seeing the world. Some people are like I'm trying to take more risks, however that looks, whatever it may be. You got it. You just gotta take risks. You gotta take that leap. That path of uncertainty could blossom into something you never thought fathomable. Big words today. Take that chance. I personally believe you don't need to go to college. People might say otherwise, but I don't see the value. Maybe if you're a doctor, lawyer, something crazy like that, or if you're making money off of college somehow, which more kudos to you if you know how to do that. You can go work a nice job, do you, find your fulfillment in life, whatever it may be. Maybe you enjoy being a lifeguard, as crazy as it sounds, or you enjoy welding, or anything like that. You can find fulfillment within that. And that's the true beauty of life, is finding your peace. Finding people that want to be in your life and you doing stuff that brings you joy. Like, we live in a state of hustle and grind, but once you have that nice car, that nice house, it's still gonna leave you empty. You're still gonna have to pay the bill. At the end of the day, it's still a car payment, it's still a house payment, it's still a materialistic thing that eventually you're not even gonna have to begin with at the end of your life. We'll have memories, at least those stick around. Some uncertainty though. Definitely a little side tangent. Take the shot. That's what I'm telling you. Take the chance. And last but not least, number 5, God. I grew up in a Christian household. Went to church. I never really knew who God was. I had to start asking questions about who is God? Why does he love us? Why does he love me? What do I have that he would want? Why did he die for us, And with time, obviously, I figured out, most of these answers, he died on the cross for our sins and rose again, and bam, here we are. You have to trust him. A lot of things that maybe happen in your life or my life are just you start to question them, why would he put me in to lose a grandparent or a friend or family member, whatever it may be. He puts you through these trials and tribulations for a reason, I personally believe. When you're faced with them, you have options. You can go back to saying no or yes. You can either say life's pointless, why should I do that, and kind of go back in your rut and be a Debbie Downer. Or you can be like, you know what, this sucks, but we only have one life. And I'm going to do my best to make sure I can make other people's lives better by making sure I'm taking care of myself and providing value to this world in a way that would honor God. And putting God at my forefront of my life, making him the priority, making him my purpose, making him a part of my life to where I give it to God. I trust you, God. Is your will, God. Here it is, taking the weight off my shoulders in a way I never thought possible. And I just see it throughout life. You know, I can go look at the mountains or the trees and I can see the work he's done. I can see it through the relationships that have come into my life, that have left my life, and how much growth I've had within that. So I'm saying to you, I'm saying go search for your truth, whatever that may be like to you. My truth's in God. I trust him. But one thing I will say is comfortability is going to get you killed. You're either going to kill your old self if you get out of it, or you're going to kill your potential self. And you need to decide whether or not you're willing to take a chance and just be yourself. Let that inner child flow through you. Do you. Trust God. Go through taking leaps of faith and maybe potentially leaving people behind if need be. God loves you. I love you. And that'll do it for this video. Isolation, highly recommend giving it a shot. You don't need to do it for a year. You don't need to do it for, maybe you only need like a month or two, whether that's getting rid of social media or stepping away, leaving your hometown. Isolation is very valuable. If you did like it, hit that like button. Yeah, stay tuned for more. Much love.